Hi, welcome to Personal Storytelling Workshop, where we work with the personal storytelling tool. It's a tool for social engagement and self-inquiry, and it comes from my practice, but it also comes from some of the references, some of the images come from the practice of Luigi Savon, Mafalda Mondestine, and Philip Thomas. Okay, so what got me thinking today about today's workshop is, I have a friend and she was telling me that she was overthinking a lot. And I also suffer from overthinking. Like, overthinking is really crippling. The last workshop we had, another participant said that her issue was overthinking, and I think it's really because there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening in the world and a lot happening around. So I wanted to, as I do with these workshops, they are experimental, and they're as experimental for you as they are for me. I wanted to think about how I could use this for overthinking. Let's see if we can get focus here. Okay. Let's put our autofocus on. Okay. Yeah. So, we have, with this deck, we have 11 question cards, but when I started to think about overthinking, I knew immediately that maybe the card, let's see, the one that talks about where are you going might be useful. Okay, so it's card number 6. Alright, I think it might be better. Yeah, let's put it here. So it asks, where are you going and how will you know when you get there? Why is this one useful? I think the thing about overthinking, as I've come to understand it, is that there are just a lot of questions. You're not sure about where you should go, what you should be doing, why. You almost have to rationalize something to yourself before you do it, right? So it's like crippling thoughts. So I thought if I ask myself, where am I going? And I invite you to do that as well, to do this exercise with me, then I think maybe at least it could be the start of tackling this overthinking issue. At least I would know, maybe not the first time, maybe not the second time, but maybe over time, doing this repeatedly, I could start to get some more clarity in my head. So I'm gonna keep this here. Where are you going? Okay, let's bear that in mind. And then now I want to isolate my image cards. So I'm gonna put my text-based cards separately. Alright, so the first thing I want to think about is what is my brain, what is my thoughts, what does that feel like right now for me? If I am in that state of overthinking, and at this point I think I'm okay, but I have definitely suffered from that during this period of time. Okay, so I think that this one just stands out to me. I'm gonna put this one aside. I'm gonna just choose the ones. Okay, I like this one as well for overthinking. Oh, I think that's good. No, I think that's something else. I'm really going based on the feeling when I look at these things. I feel like this is completely the opposite of overthinking. So I'm going to keep that aside because I feel like it's related to overthinking, but in an opposite way. I don't think so. Of course, for you, it could be a whole other set of different things. I like this one as well. I like this one for overthinking. I like this one. This one might be useful as well. I feel like that is something else. Okay, I really like this one for overthinking. Of course, the thing about these cards is that there's no particular meaning. It draws from imagery from each of us, myself, Luigi, Mafalda, and Philip's work. Do catch them also on Instagram, where they have more. Look at that one. I like this one. They have more things, more of their work on display. All right, so I feel like I'm okay with what I have here. And so I just want to go through these just so I have a sense of what it is that I'm feeling, how I have an image of what I'm thinking about. I like this one in particular because I feel that there's like an essence of a person, but there's all of it's very much like a picture of what can happen with overthinking. It's like a lot of things just floating around, no particular connection. You know, some of the images from these cards are drawn from the reference to the seaweed, the sargassum around the Caribbean, where sometimes it can be really clogged. It can block waterways and really prevent things. And it can be a real concern because it changes the outcome of things. And so I feel like it's like overthinking in this way. And so I think I'm gonna hold this here. I had seen this one and I really like this because it's like there's a head. You can't really see. There's just a mass of things where the head should be, or where the head is, I should say. And I kind of like this one because sometimes overthinking can be because we're very concerned with who wants us to do what, like what we should do for who. And sometimes it's, well, in my discovery, it's not really about who is around you. It's really about your core, your authenticity. And I feel like sometimes if you just remember that overthinking might disappear as well. Like, the main thing that matters is what I want. What I want to do. What I want to achieve. Which can be difficult, right? In a world that asks a lot of, particularly artists, it asks people to be there to do things for the collector, the art market, the gallery, everyone, the curator. And I think it's the same in any field that you are. You're thinking about the client, you're thinking about the boss, you're thinking about your colleagues. But overthinking is really about all those thoughts, which can sometimes keep you feeling limp, lifeless, like you are. Look at that, this person is here, the same person from before, but it's like now this is like the result of overthinking. they're just completely adrift. So for me, this tells me about the possibilities and the precautions why overthinking is something I should definitely take in hand. And sometimes I feel like this because, you know, I was talking about all these people who are doing, well, all the people that you carry in your head is what I should say. Your parents, your teachers, society, anyone around you, your pastor, your celebrity, star, whoever it is. And it's a feeling like you're being told what to do. And thus, when we make a thought, we're completely jumbled. So, okay, I have a few things here that help me describe how I feel. And it's really good for me to see it visually, because now I can say, okay, this is actually visually what's happening to me if I'm overthinking. I'm tangled, I'm stuck, I'm kind of limp, there's no energy to move forward, you're static. Alright, so what I want to do now is think about where I'm going. And I'm going to use the cards that I have left and try to say, okay, if those were over for overthinking, which ones can I use to just visualize where I want to go? So I'm not going to think about, you know, in my head, which is the whole thing about overthinking, right? I'm just going to look at the image and respond to the image to say, okay, if I'm moving from something like this, where do I want to be in my headspace? Okay, I like this one. I like that one. I like this one as well. I like this one as well. While I'm working on these, definitely for yourself, if you see something that you feel is for you, I guess you could pause this video and you could, you know, say, okay, I feel like this is what I want to achieve. These workshops are right now, they're being pre-recorded and edited for Instagram, YouTube, etc. But the hope is that they will be live again. I did the first one live on Instagram at the beginning of the year. I like this one. But definitely, I also like this one. Definitely look out for them being live, and you're invited to join. There's no need for you to join to show your face. You can, you can aim it at your desk, at a book, at an image, aim the camera, as that is. I also like this one. Alright, so yeah, and you can definitely, I'm willing to walk through, and the hope is that people will join me so that we can walk through the cards together, and I can do a session with anyone who decides to join the live. Alright, so let's look at why I like these. I like this because this one tells me that any tangle that was happening, I'm taking that away. It's like I'm getting clearer. I'm untangling myself, okay? I like that. So that tells me that what I need to do is untangle. Alright, I'm going to put this aside. Okay, this one, I guess I'm going to look at this one. Alright, this one is me turning my back to any fears, doubts, thoughts, to anything that I guess kept me in that state of overthinking. What do you think? Okay, that means I need to, I guess, turn my back. Let's see how I can say that. Or I can just write that, turn my back. Yeah, okay. Alright, and this one is like liberation. I remember when Mafalda, this particular image is drawn from a Mafalda Mondestine painting, and I remember when she was talking about it, she was talking about like an idea of liberation, and so I hope that that lives in this card again as I have referenced her work in this new image. Okay, so I'm going to write that down, liberation. Okay, and this one is, I guess I feel like I always think this one could be sometimes about awareness and confidence, or knowing who I am. Alright, so I'm going to write that down as well. Alright, and I think about this one, and this one is drawn from a Philip Thomas work, loosely kind of based on a image of his, and there's always this figure that's really looking quite deadpan at you, and I guess because there's a kind of mystery, there's a wall between you and this person, you do get that this person really knows exactly what they're about, although they could be hiding a lot of things, right? But maybe that's talking about some kind of reserve or some kind of boundary. Okay, that's the word I'm going to use. Boundary. And then this one is, for me, this is about like straightening out the thoughts. The thoughts are now not muddled anymore like we saw in this one. This person has now worked some things out and they're quite straight, and things are floating away. They're just, as you straighten things out, they're floating away. So maybe straightening things out is something I can add. I don't know what these things mean, but I think I'm going to, at the end, look at the sum of what I have. And I think I had this last one, which is almost like, I think that this is like a butterfly flying away. So this floating idea continues, and I feel that that tells me something about like lightness, feeling light. Okay, I'm going to add this to the top since I've run out of space. So where am I? Where am I going? Okay, I don't have a specific answer, which I'm sure that that's fine, to not know exactly where you're going, but to have a sense of what you probably need to focus on. So I'm coming from overthinking, and I put all of these things. I've discovered that, okay, these are all the things I probably need to focus on to get away from overthinking. Alright, so if I think about lightness, untangle, turn my back, liberation, awareness, confidence, and knowing myself, boundary, straightening things out. Okay, So I think, okay, there's some decided actions I could take now. So to feel light, maybe it means addressing worry. So addressing my worries. Alright, let me let that bike go by. It's Sunday and we have bikes in Kingston. Okay. Alright, so lightness, untangle. Untangle. How would I untangle? Now I feel free. I would love to hear in the comments what you think as well. Like, how would you untangle? What techniques do you use to untangle? For me, I like to journal, because when I think a lot, there's a lot of thoughts up there, and I know that is something that helps me to kind of see everything. Turn my back. Okay, in a way, so it's almost like how would I say that? It's to not value, or to value your opinion more than others, but there's something deeper than that. Let's see. To turn my back. That one is stumping me. I'm going to come back. But if you have suggestions, please do put them in comments as well. Liberation and awareness. Awareness and confidence. I feel like this awareness and confidence is at the root of everything, actually. So awareness. I need to know myself. Get to know myself. And there it is, knowing myself. How would I know myself? I think through spending time. Time with myself. Boundaries. I think the boundary is actually related to the turning my back. So it's knowing that, okay, I'm going to add that. Let's see what I can, let's open this out. It's knowing that I am not everyone else. I am different. And I have different wants and needs. Okay, so this is turning out to be a bit of an affirmation. So I had no idea what I was going to end up with, but I think straightening things out is going to come from all of these activities. So I know now the action I need to take is 1, 2, 3, and this is like an affirmation as number 4. And so I would need to address my worries. There are ways to do that, so you need to become firstly aware of what is worrying you. Then you can journal about that. Then get to know yourself by spending time with yourself. There's things that you may enjoy doing, but it's not with other people, it's by yourself. And this is me telling Oneika, and also sharing this with everybody else. Okay, so then here's an affirmation for me to end with. I am not everyone else. I am different, and I have different wants and needs. I feel that if I prescribe this for myself for a month, maybe, just to see how that worked, that could end overthinking. So my hope is that if you are suffering from overthinking the way many of us are, that through the personal storytelling workshop and the tool, that we have come to something that would end overthinking for you. So thank you for joining me, and please do this exercise if you need to, and come back for the next one. Take care, and also share with everyone else. Anyone you think that needs this, please do share with them. Take care.